All right. So did you all have a good Thanksgiving? Yeah. Yes, I did. Thank you. And here we are, skidding right into Christmas, right? Because holidays are. Phew, here we go. All right. Well, let's do a little bit of yoga this morning. I missed y'all last week, so hopefully you got to do a little bit on your own. And uh, we've got a couple more weeks at least that we're together, and then a break for 2 weeks actually, because the way the holidays fall. So no yoga on the 24th, and then on the 31st. Okay. Yeah. All right. So why don't you sit up nice and tall, close your eyes, and let your feet be flat on the floor underneath your knees. Let your hands rest on your lap. Roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and down a couple of times till you feel your shoulders kind of settle down a little bit. And take a couple of breaths in and out, nice long, slow breaths, and let your breath settle. And notice if your breathing is fast or slow this morning, if it's shallow or deep. Let go of any tension, your neck, your shoulders, your jaw. Breathing in, notice your thoughts. Breathing out, let go of holding on to those thoughts. As you breathe in and out, can you feel your shoulders rising and falling with each breath? And if you can't feel that rise and fall in your shoulders, see if you can deepen your breathing even more. As you notice your breath, notice your thoughts again. Do you have many thoughts happening at once, competing for space, or perhaps just one or two? As you breathe in, begin to count slowly to 4 so that it takes that slow count of 4 to fill your body with breath. And as you breathe out, also a slow count of 4, so it takes a count of 4 for your breath to leave. So breathing in to a count of 4 and out to a count of 4, nice and slow. And the next time that you breathe in, hold your breath at the top of that inhalation, and then see if you can take in even more breath. And then let it all out with a sigh. You can let your eyes open. Take your hands from your lap, interlace your fingers, and we're going to press the palms away. And as you press the palms away, round through your upper back, bring your chin to your chest, breathing in and out to that space between your shoulder blades, to the space between the base of your skull and your top of your shoulders and your neck area. And as you next inhale, raise the arms up overhead, keeping the fingers interlaced, and then slowly release, bring the arms out to the sides. Bring them all the way around behind you. See if you can clasp your hands back there behind you. And as you do that, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together like you could touch your elbows behind your back. And as you're holding here with your arms, breathing in and out, lift and lower your chin. So nice and slow. Get your chin as far down into your collarbones as you can. Try not to lift your head up too high though. So you just want to come a little bit above that parallel position. So the backs of our necks, most of us, we have very shortened back of the neck. So we don't really need that extension so much. The next time that you bring your chin to your chest, hold here, squeeze the shoulder blades together a little bit more. Really squeeze as hard as you can, breathing in and out to the front of your chest. And then bring your head back to neutral, release your arms, let them come all the way back around. Shake out your hands a little bit here. And then we'll work the fingers. So just squeezing and extending the fingers. And then we'll circle the thumbs. Again, breathing in and out. And then circle the first fingers, second fingers, third, fourth. If you have an extra one, put that in with the fourth. And then we'll squeeze and extend a couple of times. Good. And then extend out like you're saying, squeezing those shoulder blades together again. Watch that you don't bring your chin forward like this. You want to keep the chin tucked in slightly. And then we're going to extend and bend here. So keep the upper arms lifted. This is movement here just at the elbows. And it's specifically for those triceps muscles. Those are the muscles in the back of your upper arm, right there. Those are the muscles that we want to tone up a little bit here. Great, just 2 more times. Excellent, and the next time your hands are on your shoulders, we're going to bring the elbows forward and then come up overhead. And then all the way down, squeeze the shoulder blades together. So up and down, good. So reach up as high as you can, like you're pushing the ceiling away. Excellent. 2 more times, just going up and down. Great, last one. And we're going to hold the hands here. And now we're going to take the right hand forward and make a little fist with the left hand and pull that one back. And then we're going to switch. So we're going to go forward with the left and then forward with the right. Good, so we're getting a little more work in the shoulders, the upper back. You can even get a little twist in there if you want. Right, so if you want it to kind of twist that upper back a little bit. Good. Just a couple more. Breaths are nice and smooth, steady, and round. I talk a lot about the breath being round. Great. 1 more on each side. Excellent. And then we're just going to come back to a neutral position, roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down a couple of times. Great. And we're going to move right into the legs. So take your right leg, extend it out. So you want to be sitting close to the front edge of your chair. Have your heel on the floor, your toes lifted, and we're going to start to move the toes. So you're squeezing. This is what I'm doing inside my sock. So we're squeezing and then extending the toes. Good. And then we'll point and flex the foot. Excellent. So again, still breathing nice and smooth and steady here, and then circle around at the ankle. Leg extended out, so the next time your leg is extended out, hold it here. Bring your toes a little closer to your shin. So it's like you could get your toenails to touch your shin, right? Press out through your heel. Relax your shoulders. So if you're trying to hold your leg up by bringing your shoulders up, just let your shoulders relax. Let those leg muscles do all the work. And while we're holding here, we're going to rotate the leg in and out. So you know how we do our windshield wiper. If this is too much, you can always drop your heel to the floor and do your windshield wiper that way. So breathing in, breathing out. Excellent. Okay, next time that your foot is out to the little toe side, so if you're looking at your own foot, it's probably like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock position for your foot. You're going to hold there, and then we're going to lift that leg a little higher and lower it down a little bit. Don't let it touch the floor, and then lift again and lower down a little bit. So keep the foot at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock if you're out that far, right? Breathe in, breathe out. So we're asking that leg to do a whole lot of work right now. Getting those thigh muscles nice and strong. That helps keep your knees strong, helps work your hip a little bit. One more time, we're going to lift and lower, and we're going to go all the way down. Relax that leg, bend the knee, give that leg a little massage. How are we doing? See, we were off for a week, so we got to make up for lost time. Let's get over to the left side now. So we'll have the heel on the floor, and we'll start with the toes again. This is what I'm doing inside my sock. All right. So squeezing and extending. We don't get enough movement in our toes, especially if we're in shoes a lot. The sole of the shoe restricts the ability of our toes to really flex and extend the way they need to. And when we lose that ability, that affects our balance. So it's important to get that mobility. So we'll start to point and flex the foot. So tapping the heel and good. Okay, next time you extend your leg, we're going to hold here, really firm up those muscles, nice and strong, like you could bring your toenails to your shin. Right? So kind of think about like pressing out through your heel and pulling your toenails back a little bit. So belly is nice and strong. Hands are here to support you. Try not to hold your leg up with your shoulders. So we're going to keep the shoulders relaxed. And then we're going to rotate that leg like a big windshield wiper, in and out. Keep breathing. You can always do this with the heel on the floor. If this is just a little too much, just bring your heel right down to the floor. You can always lift it back up again, right? That's the nice part about this. You don't have to stop completely. We can make a modification and make it accessible. The next time that your foot is out to the little toe side, so if you look at your own foot, it's probably at 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock position. So we're going to hold here, breathing in, breathing out, using the hands for a little bit of support, relaxing the shoulders. We're going to lift that leg a little higher and then lower it down slightly. And lift a little higher and lower. Good. And keep breathing as you're doing this. So try and maintain that 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock position with your foot, if that's possible. How about 2 more times? Can we do that? Lots of concentration, not a lot of smiles. Couple. Okay, and then we're going to slowly lower that leg all the way down. Whew, good. Relax that and give a little massage to that leg as well. All right. Let's scoot over to the right side of the chair. We're going to continue to work on the legs a little bit. Oh, last time we were here, we did the pass the gravy, right? Yeah. Did anybody try that at Thanksgiving? No? Nobody tried that. Okay. That's a tough sell. All right, let's take this right leg now and imagine you've got a little wall here, maybe like 6 inches tall. We're going to lift that foot up, go out to the side, and then all the way down. So see if you can keep your body upright as we move back together and then apart. Right? So you can hold onto your chair if that helps with a little bit of support. Engage your belly muscles to help with a little bit of support. Good. And the next time that you have your foot out to the side, we're going to hold here, and we're going to bring it right down to the floor. Now, use your toes and your heel. I'm going to scoot over a little farther on my chair. Walk that foot out as far as it'll go. Keep your body facing me, though, right? So try not to turn toward that leg. We're going to keep the body so that it's in line with that left leg. Now, use the muscles in the outer part of your right hip to pull the knee toward the wall behind you, and then relax it. All right, got that? So engage those muscles, pull the knee, and then relax. We'll do that a few more times. Pulling the knee, and then relaxing. Good. Couple more times. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay. Now the next time you pull your knee back there, I'm going to ask you to hold. So your ankle, if you look at your own body, your ankle should be under your knee, and your knee should be pulling toward the wall behind you. Can you all feel that kind of in the side of your hip, side of your leg? Good. Take your right hand now, place it on the inside of your right knee or thigh, and give a little assist here. Kind of push that leg back a little bit more. So keep breathing. Y'all got that? Okay, so keeping your hand here, you're pushing into your leg. You're going to push your leg into your hand like you're trying to bring your knee forward, but you're not going to let that knee come forward. Can you feel that? And then relax the leg engagement. Keep pushing that leg back. And now push your leg into your hand and your hand into your leg. Don't let that knee come forward. And then relax your leg, pushing the knee back a little bit. And one more time, you're going to push your hand into your knee and your knee into your hand. Breathe in, breathe out. And then relax all of that. Relax your arm as well and extend your right leg. Have your heel on the floor, toes lifted up toward your shin. Now really turn your body to the left a little bit more. So you've got these muscles in the leg nice and strong and engaged. Your heel is on the floor, your toes are lifted, and you're turning your body to the left. See if you can keep turning your body to the left. Keep breathing in and breathing out. And then turn your body back toward that left leg. So not in the direction of the right leg, but in the direction of the left leg. Take your right hand down your right thigh and take your left hand to your shoulder. Now make sure you feel like you're not going to fall off your chair, like you're nice and comfortable. If you need to make an adjustment, go ahead and do that. So roll that left shoulder open. Relax your neck and your head. Good. Relax your jaw. Right? I see a lot of clenched teeth out there this morning, so just letting the jaw go. And now we're going to lean into that right side, sliding your right hand down your leg, lifting that left shoulder up, and then we're going to come all the way back up. So we don't have to come over very far to start. We're going to do this several times, breathing in and breathing out. So it's a nice slow breath in and out. You don't have to like breathe in when you lean over and then exhale when you come up, as long as your breath is smooth and round. So in other words, you're not holding your breath. We're just going in one direction here, getting a little bit of a lift through the left side. Good. Okay, how about the next time you come over to that right side, we're going to hold here and breathe, right? See if you can take your left elbow, lift it a little higher. As you lift the elbow higher, imagine like someone's coming around and just taking your elbow and lifting it up toward the ceiling. Left hand to the chair, and now point your right toes, and we're going to lean back, take your right hand to your right shoulder, open the shoulder, and we're going to lift that right elbow as we bend over to the left, and then come back up. So we're doing the same kind of movement, going over to the side, only this time we're doing it on the left. Keep your right toes glued to the floor if you can, so you're really trying to get the toes on the floor. Now for some people the toes won't make it to the floor, and that's okay, as long as you're working in that general direction. One more time, we're going to come all the way over to the left. Reach out through your right toes like you could touch the wall on the right side of the room, and lift up with your right elbow like you could go up toward the ceiling with the elbow, right? So you've got this sensation of the toes going toward the wall and the elbow going toward the ceiling, and there's a nice stretch through that side of the body, and you're able to breathe. And one more nice deep breath in and out. And then slowly come all the way up. Great. Let's bend that knee. Use your heel and your toes. Walk that foot around. Let's come all the way over to the left side. So scoot way over to the left side of your chair. Okay, so we got a little wall here on the left side, and we're just going to lift that leg up, down, and over. So you're facing forward with your body, and we're just getting the leg to move up, down, and over. So this is movement at the hip, and we are strengthening the muscles here in the thigh, quadriceps muscles. Quadriceps muscles move your hip and your knee, right? So the quadriceps muscles bend or flex at the hip, and they extend or lengthen at the knee. Kind of a cool muscle group there. Okay, 78. It's got to be at least 100, right, Mary? 100. Let's go over to the left and hold that there. Okay, so now we're going to walk that foot out a little more. If you need to reposition on your chair, go ahead and do that. So if you look down at your own leg, your ankle should be under your knee. In other words, you're not like way out here or way back here. You want to have it roughly under your knee. And now with your body facing forward, we're going to start to turn just a little bit to the right, a little bit more to the right. So just kind of explore that for yourself. What does turning to the right feel like? Breathing in, breathing out. And then let your torso come back so that it's in alignment with your right leg a little bit. And now we're going to engage the muscles here in the outside of this right hip and the outside of the thigh and pull your knee toward the wall. Sitting up nice and tall, breathing in, breathing out. Okay, as you're pulling that knee toward the wall behind you, you're going to take your left hand, place it on the inside of your left leg, either at your knee or at your thigh or someplace like that. And now you're going to push your hand, you're going to give your leg a little assist. Push your hand there, see if you can get that knee a little closer to the wall behind you. And you might start to feel more of a stretch through the inner thigh. Then push the knee back and then relax everything just a little bit. Whew. Good, and then last time, press the knee into the hand and the hand into the knee so that there's this equal force. You're trying to push the leg forward, you're trying to keep the leg from going forward, breathing in, breathing out. So we're doing a little work for the upper body as well. And then relax all of that. Very good. Release your hand and then extend that leg. Have your heel on the floor, toes reaching up toward the ceiling. So when you reach your toes toward the ceiling, part of the reason that happens is because you're engaging these muscles here in the top part of your thigh, and you're engaging the muscles here in the front part of your lower leg or your shin, right? So your shin muscles are getting active and strong here. Okay, so we're going to take the right hand and that would be your left hand. Take your left hand on your thigh, take your right hand to your shoulder, and then we're going to lift the elbow up a little bit and roll that shoulder back, right? So we want to make sure the shoulder is rolled back so that when we lean to the left, we're not twisting the body. So we're just going to lean over into that left side a little bit and then come back up. Just do this a few times. So we're kind of testing the waters, right? So I like to move in and out of certain things before I decide to stay there, just to see how my body reacts. Because sometimes I can go farther on one side than the other, and if I don't investigate it first, I might be missing out on something. I might be missing out on an opportunity to stretch a little more or to get a little stronger. Next time you're over to the left, let's stay here. Good. And then imagine taking the elbow straight up toward the ceiling, right? So lift that elbow up a little bit and then relax the shoulder down. And lift the elbow and relax the shoulder. Can you kind of get that? So you're lifting your elbow but relaxing your shoulder. And you're lengthening through the right side of your body now. Now if you'd like, you can turn your head in any direction. You can look down at your foot. You can look forward. You can look all the way up. And you might notice that this side feels different, right? So for me, on one side, I really like to look down. That feels better for my neck. On this side, I'm a little more comfortable looking up. Maybe you have the same thing, where one side you can look up and one side feels better looking down. How about one more really full deep breath in and out? And then slowly come all the way up. Okay, release that hand, bring it down to your chair, point your left toes. So see if you can back off just a little bit so that the breath is smooth and easy. Breathing in, breathing out. So important that the breath stay round and smooth, because the breath is what signals the body that everything is okay. So we're going to come all the way up. Excellent. Release that, relax this leg, use your heel and your toes. Let's walk that foot back, come right back to the center of your chair. And now we're going to take the right leg and I'm going to have you cross your right ankle on top of your left knee. Okay, so if this doesn't work for you, if you've got something happening in your hip or your back or your knee that doesn't allow you to cross like this, you can always cross here at the ankle. Okay, so now we're going to sit up really tall. If you can, take both hands to that front leg. Now, you all know where your belly button is, right? All right. See if you can lean forward as if you could bring your belly button down onto that leg, onto that right knee. Not your nose, right? So, nose, belly button. Come back up. There you go. So it's belly button coming way down. There we go. Kind of a weird term, right? Belly button. Where did that come from? I gotta look that up. Yeah, your navel. Get your navel down there. Great. And one more time, we're going to come forward. Now, as you come forward, I want you to bring all of your attention into your right hip. Notice what you feel there. So even if you're crossed at the ankle, you might be feeling something in your right hip. You may not, okay? So I just want to put that out there. Posture a little bit. Maybe you're too far forward and that's not allowing you to do that. Or maybe you're not forward enough. And now really slowly come all the way up. Okay, once you get all the way up here, take your leg and see if you can cross the knee on top of the knee. And relax your legs. Relax your body. Let your hands rest on your lap or on that top knee. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in and out. And again, your legs are completely relaxed now. If this is uncomfortable for you to be crossed like this, you can simply cross at the ankle again and just relax there. So wherever your legs can be relaxed and there's no tension being created in the muscles. Notice what you feel in the hip and the thigh. Go down to the knee, and what about the lower leg or even the foot? Take a deep breath in, let it out with a sigh, and let your eyes open. And then lean back a little bit, uncross that leg, and we're going to cross the left. Nope, we're going to cross the left on top of the right. Okay, so once again, if you're dealing with a back or a hip or a knee issue on this side, crossing at the ankle is absolutely fine. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. Okay, get in tune with your navel again. Where is your navel? And then we're going to hinge forward from the hips like we're trying to bring that navel down onto the shin. And then come back up. So we're going to do this a few times. Again, it's always good, I always find it good to move in and out of a stretch before I settle into it, because I never know where the edge is, right? If I move in and out a few times, I might find that I can go a little farther, or I might find that I'm the kind of person who pushes too far, so I need to back off a little bit. So the next time that you're forward, stay here and breathe. So again, thinking about your navel coming down onto your shin or in that general direction, and bring your attention to your left hip now. Notice what you feel in that left side. What about the thigh and the knee? Maybe even down into the lower leg, perhaps into the lower back a little bit. Notice all the physical sensations that being in this position holds for you. Are your neck and shoulders tight? Can you relax your neck and shoulders a little bit? And now shift your attention from your physical body into your breathing. And let your breath deepen. Notice the way the air is moving in and out of your body. Where do you feel expansion and contraction, and when? Is the breath fast or slow? Is it shallow or deep? Where are the areas where you don't feel breath moving in your body? And what would happen if you could consciously relax those areas of tension and let the breath do its work? Perhaps you can shift forward a little farther, or maybe you need to come out a little bit. And now very slowly begin to come up out of that forward posture. And when you come up, take this leg and just slide it over. And let all the muscles relax in your leg. If this doesn't feel Good. You can always keep it crossed here at the ankle. So for some people, knee on top of knee just doesn't feel like a resting position. So whatever the resting position is, sitting up, having both hands on that top thigh, close your eyes. Breathing deeply in and out. Notice the sensations now in your hip, your leg, your knee, going to the lower leg, maybe even into the foot. Inhaling and exhaling deeply. Take one more breath in, let it out with a sigh, and let your eyes gently open. And then lean back a little bit and uncross your legs, bring both feet to the floor. So sit up nice and tall. Lift your toes up, but keep the balls of your feet on the floor. And then spread your toes nice and wide. And I know most of us have our socks on, some have our shoes on. So spread your toes as wide as they'll go and then slowly lower them down. So you've got like this nice wide position with the front of your foot. So all the bottoms of all your toes are on the floor. The balls of your feet are on the floor and your heels are on the floor. Okay. So holding that there, we're going to take the arms out to the sides, bring them all the way up overhead, and take a deep breath in up here. As you exhale, we're going to come forward like you're trying to bring your navel down onto your thighs. So press into the bottoms of your feet and your toes and bring your hands as close to the floor as they'll go. And then we're going to inhale as we come all the way up. So this is the whole movement. So thinking about your navel, not your nose, but your navel coming forward onto the thighs. Good. Great. And see if you can keep your back a little bit flat, right? So if you tend to round through your spine a little bit, in other words, if you tend to hunch forward, see if you can keep that spine lifted. Just a couple more, and we're breathing in and breathing out, right? Nice and slow and easy. Good, last one, we're going to come forward. And all the way up. Good. This time just take your arms out to the sides, let them come all the way down, and then let them rest on your lap. Close your eyes for a moment. Taking a breath in, let it out with a sigh. I'm going to turn around. Try not to do that. See if you can turn and look down just with your neck. Now you might not see your hand, right? So you might not see the hand, and that's okay. So breathe in and breathe out. And then bring your head forward. So we're continuing to breathe in and breathe out. That hand is still on the back of the chair, or the where the back and the seat come together. And now we're going to look as far to the left as we can. So you're still holding onto the chair, and twist your shoulders a little bit as well. So we're twisting as far to the left as we can go. Breathing in, breathing out. And then slowly coming back to center. So this is going to be the movement now. So we're looking down at the hand, trying not to round through the spine, so we're keeping the spine upright, and then we're going to come back through center and all the way to the left. So go nice and slow, especially if you tend to get a little dizzy or a little bit off if you turn too quickly. We're going to try not to turn too quickly, but we're going from right, looking at that hand, all the way to the left. How about one more time, looking down at the hand, and then all the way over to the left. Good, and then we'll just kind of come back to a neutral position. Release your right hand, bring it back to your lap, close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in, breathe out. And as you're sitting here, notice if you feel a difference in that right arm and hand and shoulder, the neck, perhaps the chest or the back. Notice if it's different than on the left side. As you inhale and exhale, can you feel more breath in that right side than in the left side? And let your eyes open, and we're going to take that left hand, find that spot where the chair, back, and seat meet. So we're just going to kind of hold on to that little section there. And once again, we're just going to turn the neck and see if you can look down toward that hand. Breathing in, breathing out. Now you might not see your hand, and that's okay. Maybe on the other side you saw your hand and you don't on this side, or maybe you do on this side and you didn't on the other. So it's always interesting just to notice those things. As you slowly inhale and exhale, we're going to bring the head back through center, and just like we did on the other side, we're going to turn in the opposite direction. So now go as far over to the right as you can. Look out over that right shoulder. You can even twist your shoulder a little bit. Breathe in, breathe out, and then we're going to go back to the left. So it's the same thing, nice and slow. We're looking at the left hand, and then we're going out to the right as far as we can go. Breathing in, breathing out. So the breath is smooth, round, steady. There's no holding the breath. Great. How about just a couple more times? If at any time you feel a little dizzy or a little off from turning your head, just keep your head forward. You don't even have to move. You just can hold here and breathe. How about one more time, looking to the left and to the right. And when you finish that one more time, you can come back to kind of that neutral position, letting your hand come back to your thigh, closing your eyes or dropping your gaze down. Take a breath in, let it out with a sigh. And again, just noticing what you feel. With the eyes closed, it's easier to get a sense of what you're feeling inside your body. When the eyes are open, we tend to be distracted by our surroundings. So to check in with the physical body, I always like to just take a moment, close my eyes, and just decide, what am I feeling? What does it feel like on that left shoulder, arm, hand? What about the chest or the neck, upper back? And does it feel a little more balanced, right side to left side now? Let's take one more deep breath in. As you let it out with a sigh, let your eyes open. Good. I'm going to take that right arm now, bring it over to the left, and then take your left hand and pull the arm across your body as you turn your head all the way to the right, holding here. Imagine now you could turn and look at the person behind you without turning your body. So we're just twisting from the neck. It's like you could see that person behind you. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice where there's movement and notice where there's restriction. And none of it is bad, by the way. I didn't say that before, but just because you find restriction doesn't mean that's bad. It just means that there's a potential to have more movement there. It's just a noticing, an awareness that you could have more movement in that area. And then let's bring the head all the way back. We're going to release that arm. Now take your left arm, bring it over to the right. Same thing. So you can take your right arm and just, or hand, and just pull that over. Turn and look out over your left shoulder. Breathe deeply. Notice. We don't spend enough time in the noticing, right? We spend a lot of time doing. We don't spend a lot of time just noticing. There's something kind of counter in our culture that by simply noticing, we're not doing enough. Breathing in, breathing out. Imagine now you could turn your head so far that you could see the person behind you. Wouldn't that be amazing to have a head like an owl and go all the way around? Breathing in, breathing out. And then let your head come back to that neutral position. Release that arm. We're going to take the right arm now, sweep it around behind your back. Okay, so get that arm back there. Grab hold of your hand. So behind my back, I'm just kind of holding on like this. Now, if you can, see if you can grab hold of your wrist. Now, if you're leaning forward or twisting your body, see if you can get your body into a more relaxed position, because it doesn't really matter if you can grab your wrist or your elbow or your first finger. It doesn't really matter what you can do here. It's just that you're in that position and you're noticing. Now, for some of us, there's going to be the limitation will be dictated by the shoulder. Maybe there's a tightness in the shoulder that doesn't allow us to go over a little bit more. Maybe there's a tightness in the shoulder blades in the back of the body, or the neck, or the front of the body. So see if you can breathe into this and just notice where you're tighter and where you're less tight. So we're all going to have at least one place where the tightness is going to restrict our ability to move more. That's not a bad thing either. Imagine if this was so loose that you could bring that arm all the way around. Your joints would get destroyed, right? Your joint would completely collapse. So muscle tension has a purpose. Muscle tension is there to keep the joints safe. That's the whole job of muscles. Well, it's not the whole job, but it's one of their major jobs. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, one more breath in and out. And then we're going to release that arm. Bring it back around. Let your hands rest on your lap. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a breath in and out and notice that right side and compare it to the left side. Does the shoulder feel different, or the arm? Does the neck or the chest or the back feel different? Maybe you feel it up into your jaw or even your face. So just take note of all the things that might be feeling a little different on that right side. Taking in a deep breath, we're going to let it out with a sigh as you gently open your eyes. And then take your left arm, bring it around behind your back. Same thing. So you get it back there, reach your right hand back, grab hold of the left hand, wrist, wherever you can get there comfortably. If you're contorting your body in order to get there, just relax and let it be whatever it is. And it may very well be different on this side. So again, you might be dealing with a shoulder issue, or you might be just normal, right? This is just normal for me. This is how my body works. Breathing in and breathing out. Holding on to here. And notice where you feel a little bit of a stretch. Notice where you feel some tension. So maybe the arm can move a little more to the right. Maybe it moves a little more to the left. What is holding your shoulder in place right now? What's holding your arm in this position? Is it your physical body? Is there tension somewhere in the muscles? Is there some tension in the shoulders? Or is there a mental construct around this, right? So my other arm moved this far, so this arm can only move this far. So we do that as well. We limit ourselves with our thinking. Breathing into the areas of tightness, inviting in a little more relaxation. And then release that hand, let the arm kind of float back around, let both hands rest on your lap, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, let it out with a sigh. And notice the right and left shoulders, right and left sides of your neck, your arms, your hands, maybe your chest and your back. Maybe it's up into your face, your ear, top of your head. And if you can, keep your eyes closed as we just sort of transition into a little meditation here, so you can stay in the comfortable, in the seated position you're in now, or make yourself more comfortable if you want to sit back into your chair. But see if you can do that without kind of opening your eyes and getting too distracted. On the inhalations, where does your body expand? On the exhalations, where do you feel that expansion letting go? On the inhalation, what are your thoughts? On the exhalation, can you let that thought go? As you breathe in, where do you not feel expansion? Where do you feel no movement? And as you breathe out, where do you not feel that contraction? Where do you not feel movement? As you notice those areas that are a little more restricted or a little bit tighter, what would it take to let go of that tension? Once we notice tension, it becomes a choice to hold it or not. Bringing tension into your conscious awareness is one of the best things you can do for your body. Just taking several moments to sit and breathe. To exaggerate the inhale, exaggerate the exhale. Creating more opportunity for expansion and contraction. More possibility to discover where there isn't enough expansion and contraction. Areas of contraction have reduced blood flow, reduced nerve conduction. No matter what's going on in your life, in your day, this is the one thing you can rely on. Breathing in and breathing out. Nothing else in your control. Just breathing in and breathing out. Nothing good, nothing bad. Just breathing in and breathing out. Take your hands up to your heart, the center of your chest. Take a really deep breath into this space underneath your hands and let it out with a sigh. Going back to your natural breath, let your eyes open. Maybe take a moment in gratitude to yourself first, and then to some others here in the room, just recognizing all of the wonderful people that are gathered here. Great to be back. Yay. Enjoy this beautiful day. And we'll see you all next week.